guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, we are finally setting up Lemon, my Pacman Frog's new Exo Terra tank. And I seriously could not be more ready to do this. I'm so excited. I have been dying to set up Lemon's new tank for so long now. I've been wanting to upgrade her, but I've just been putting it off. Exo Terras are a little bit pricey, so I was like, ooh, I just got Blue his new 5-foot enclosure. And you guys know that I recently upgraded Koa into his new 75-gallon tank. So I've been like, I really wanted to upgrade Lemon, but I was kind of waiting a minute. But I've wanted to upgrade Lemon for so long now, so I finally took the plunge and I ordered her a new Exo Terra tank, and I am completely in love with it. If you guys didn't see the unboxing for that tank, I'll link that for you down in the description below as well. It's so nice. I love Exo Terras. I rave about them. I think they're so great for reptiles and amphibians, so that's what we're going to be upgrading her into today. Lemon is an adult albino Pacman frog. I'm sure you guys have seen her on my channel before. I love her to death. She is so cool. I think I got her last October and she was already about 5 months old whenever I got her. She is the coolest little pet to have. She doesn't really do anything, but I love feeding her. That's probably the best part about taking care of her, because they're such aggressive eaters. It's really interesting to watch. And yeah, I adore her. I love Lemon. I do think that Lemon is possibly a boy, because while she is pretty big, she's not as big as I've seen females get. Females tend to get larger than males, like it is with a lot of reptile amphibian species. Pacman frogs are no exception to this. So while Lemon is pretty big, I do think that she is a male. I've also been told by you guys several times that she's a male. So she probably is a male. She's big, but she's not that big. But either way, this new Exo Terra is going to be perfect for her. It is bigger than the 10-gallon that she is currently in. I absolutely hate her 10-gallon tank that she's in. I know you guys know this. I've told you several times. If you guys can see it right here, I do keep her underneath Moo's tank on the bottom shelf. But I absolutely hate that tank. It is a top opening 10-gallon fish tank, essentially. I just hate the lid. I hate having to take the lid on and off like that. I'm always scared that it's gonna slip or fall or something. Also, it does make feeding harder and cleaning harder, so I'm really excited to have a front opening tank for her finally. Before we set up Lemon's new tank, be sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell if you guys enjoyed this video. All right, I'm ready. Let's go set up Lemon's new tank. Okay, so I hope you guys can see me and the tank pretty well. It's kind of hard to fit in the shot because it is really short, but this is essentially the Exo Terra we're going to be setting up for my Pacman frog today. Here is pretty much what it looks like. It is a front opening Exo Terra. It is an 18 by 18 by 12 inches tall. It's really big and it's really nice. Has a lot of floor space, which is really good for a Pacman. This type of enclosure is really good for a Pacman frog because they are terrestrial. So as you guys can see from everything here, I have my extra large bag of Eco Earth. No surprise there. This is like the 10th bag of Eco Earth I've used in the past few months. It's crazy. I have my dechlorinated water here in my jug. I have some vines and plants and things which we're gonna put in there so she can hide under. And then I also have her corner rock water dish, which is right here. I just got done cleaning it and rinsing it off, so it's kind of wet. We'll just leave that there. So we're gonna go on and just open this up. This is the Exo Terra small low tank, and this is what it looks like. There's some tape here on the front, which we're gonna go on and get off. This Exo Terra also has the faux rock foam backdrop, which I really love. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go and give this a good rinse out with some dechlorinated water. I'm sure this isn't a dirty tank or anything like that. It is factory, but we're still gonna just rinse it out. Just gonna give it a good wipe down. Make sure it's sanitary. Now we are ready to go on and set this up. First, we're gonna put the Eco Earth, and then we're gonna wet the Eco Earth really well. You want to make sure to put pretty deep Eco Earth, obviously depending on the size of your Pacman, but Lemon is full grown. Like I said, I think she's a male, but she is a pretty good size, so we're going to put some pretty deep Eco Earth in here for her. This is about half a bag, and it basically comes up to the rim opening, which is pretty good. I think that's appropriate for her. Now I'm going to go on and dump in some dechlorinated water just to get this really wet and moist for her. Pacman frogs do absorb their liquids through their skin, so it's really important to have really moist Eco Earth. All right, I think that's about perfect. It's really moist. All right, once your Eco Earth is in here and it's damp, really moist but not soaking wet, just enough to where you can kind of mold it a little bit, then we can go on and put in her water bowl and all of her decor. I'm gonna put her rock water dish right over here in this corner. kind of dig it down a little bit. Then I'm going to go in and put in a few of her vines so she can kind of hide under them, make her feel comfortable if she wants to. There we go. All right, and that is it. Now the last few things we do have to add are the heat pads, which I'm going to be putting them on the sides of the tank. Since this foam background is on here, it wouldn't do any good to put a heat pad behind this, so I am going to be putting the heat pads on the side of the tank, as well as the Inkbird probe, which I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video. You guys will see it all set up. Also, it has a setting to set the heat pads at a max temperature so you can monitor the heat pads in case they were to overheat. The wonderful thing about an Inkbird probe is it will shut that heat pad off and prevent it from going over, say, 80 degrees or whatever you set it to. That's why I say that Inkbird probes are a must if you have heat pads on your amphibians or your reptiles. I will show you guys that once we get that set up. All right, so here is what it looks like looking at the front. Here are the doors. So if you were to open it, it basically just looks like that. Super nice. Obviously I don't have the lid on there yet. And then here is basically what it looks like on the inside. It's got your moist eco earth several inches deep, and then I have her rock water dish in the corner, and then I have her vines and foliage so she can hide under it if she wants or sleep under it. Usually she'd crawl into a hole under the vine, and then she'll move spaces if she gets too hot or too cold. So, but yes, that is the Pacman frog tank setup, and then I will show you guys once she's in here. Okay, so here we have Lemon. She is still in her 10-gallon, as you guys can see. I just brought her in here and unplugged this because I did get the heating pad, which we are going to put on the side of the tank. We're going to do that in a second. But basically, I'm not going to be reusing the 2 heating pads that are on her 10-gallon currently, mostly because I'm just worried that, number one, they won't stick very well, but then also, I don't know if peeling them off could harm the heat coils in them or anything. So I just went and bought a large heat pad to put on the new tank, a brand new one, which is this one right here, which we're going to go on and stick on the side. This is a 30-gallon size heating pad because I'm only going to be heating one side of the enclosure. But I did get the large heating pad, so hopefully this will make it warm enough. Obviously, I'm going to have my probe in here, which I'll show you guys when we set that up, so we can monitor her temperatures to make sure that it stays warm enough for her. I didn't want to touch her, so I thought this would be a little easier on her to just use the plate. Go on. Good girl. She is in her new enclosure. I think it looks really good, and it's a lot bigger than her 10-gallon. She's digging in, and she's probably going to end up staying there the rest of the night. Obviously, she's gonna have to get acclimated to the new tank, but once I have her heat pad plugged in and running, and I have her temperatures in here up and monitored and everything, and she gets a little more acclimated, then I am sure that she's gonna be just fine in here. Thank you. Okay guys, so here is the finished setup. It is all completely done, and it is currently in the pet room now. I think this setup turned out so good. Obviously, Lemon is buried down in the back there. She's closer to the warm side, but the heat pad just got plugged in. We just plugged it into the probe, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So the temperature in the tank right now is 72 because I just plugged it in, so it hasn't had time to warm up yet. We also just plugged the heat pad in, so it's not completely warmed yet. I do want to get the tank up to her normal temperatures. I usually like to keep her tank at around 75 at least. As you can see, the probe is down in the back corner of the tank on the warm side, since I do like to monitor that. As you can see, we just plugged it in, so it's only at 72, but that will rise, and then of course I'm going to watch it. And then it is set to 80 as the max. So God forbid the heat pad were to overheat or malfunction, and let's say that it got really hot, the Inkbird probe would catch it and it will cut it off when it reaches 80 degrees because that's obviously the hottest I would want her tank to ever get. So if her tank were to go above 80, it would cut it off automatically, and so that's why I swear by these things. I love these Inkbird probes. So if you have a Pacman frog or any type of an animal with a heat pad, these are great. You just plug it into it and it monitors the temps of your tank. I hope you guys love this tank as much as I do. I know Lemon's gonna love it. Alright guys, that is it for this Pacman tank setup. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video and you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe down below and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that are coming up soon. I really appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Be kind. Bye.